for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
you see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my
All right. Yeah. It's about that time. All right. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatham, Yahweh Shamar, Alathan Bashim Yahushua. Priest and also Shab of the ISUPK, started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Tonight is the Tuesday night Brotherhood class. Every Tuesday we broadcast live from Orlando, Florida. Just to let everybody know, if you're looking to join the class online, we have the link posted in the YouTube chat. Just click the link. If you want to make any comments, want to follow along, if you have any questions, you are welcome to join. Anybody that's new in the school, that's looking to get a Hebrew name, make sure you fill out the information on this link so that way you can get credit for today's class. Big up to everybody tuning in. You know what I mean? We just left Atlanta. Get the Lord a hand for that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord 56th annual Passover, man, went down in Atlanta, man. Y'all tell me how y'all feeling, man. Comment how y'all feeling. If y'all was in the building, tell me how everything went. How did you enjoy it? If you was the first one, let me know too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shabar, Zakia. Shout out to young man Drew. All right. Shout out to Shayara. Shalom. Yeah, tell me how y'all feeling, man. How y'all feeling? How was the Passover? How y'all doing so far, man? Go ahead. Go ahead and type it in the comments if you want to join the live. Like I mentioned, the link is posted in the YouTube chat. All right.
Shalom, Adawan.
Hey, what's going on, soldier? Shalom.
Yeah, everything Tawab said. I just wanted to say the Passover was dope, and it was
Damn
like,
right.
yeah, that joint was like nothing I ever seen before. It was crazy. That whole
Most
experience
times,
is
right?
fire.
Damn right, man. Damn right. That's what's up, man. That was the first one?
Khan with Khan,
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? And tell them what city that you traveled from to get to Passover.
from Tallahassee, Florida, sir.
Tallahassee, Florida, man, made way out there to Atlanta to celebrate the Lord's Passover. You heard the brother. You know what I mean? You heard what he said. He said it was glorious, man. He enjoyed himself. Never seen nothing like it. And I could agree, brother. You know what I mean? Like it's something about just seeing black people, walking in their honor, rightfully so, like they as they should be. You know what I mean? It's something about that, man, to see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians come out of whatever condition they in, come together to serve the Lord and do it with honor. You know what I'm saying? Do it with their chest out, you know what I'm saying, head up high, without no shame of who we are, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. There's no doubt that this truth is from God. You know what I'm saying? That the Bible is our book. There's no doubt about it, man. You know what I mean? Anything else you wanted to add? Drew?
So I can say what's up.
I said there was anything else you wanted to add?
Shoot, so nothing.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, I will say, yeah, and on what you said, that was just a glorious time to see all the brothers and the sisters come together from all the four corners of the earth and just have a great time, just and serving the Most High together. Wasn't no fighting, no arguing, no none of that. Just people
Damn
coming
right.
in under the Most High, showing each other love like we should.
Damn right, man. Damn right. You're exactly right, man. No arguing, no beefs, no shouting matches, nothing like that, man. Nothing but peace and harmony. It's like what the kingdom of heaven gonna be like, you know? You know what I'm saying? So damn right. Shabar Azakia said Passover was excellent, excellent, but my whole house is sick from running all week, but it was worth it. Oh man, damn, I don't want to hear that, man. Damn. Lord allow the fam gets well, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what's up, man. You was out there, enjoyed yourself. There was a lot of events going on, so yeah, there was a lot of running around for some of us. We had the lamb slaughter, we had the scripture breakdown, we had the black party, Hebrew Academy graduations, Passover, Feast on Unleavened Bread, man. It was a power packed week, man. You know what I'm saying? If you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man, you don't want to miss out. You know what I mean? This event is for us to come together as one family, you know what I'm saying, to enjoy ourselves, man. So I'm glad that you was at least able to enjoy yourself, you know what I mean? And yeah, everybody get well, get well. Most High Christ. Yeah, anybody else? Tell me how it was. Tell me, y'all. Talk to me. Tell me how the experience was. How y'all like Passover, man? What? Big Jew? Big Jew said it was lit, lit. Yeah, right. What was it that joint? Rocket. Man, we had the Airbnb, man. That Airbnb stayed open 24 hours, man. Brothers and sisters coming in and out. You know what I mean? Shout out to the sisters that was chefing it up. Oscar Zakamar. You know what I mean? Make sure brothers and sisters was Tawab. and just hanging out, man. It was definitely a good time. Definitely a good time, man. Seen brothers I haven't seen in a minute. You know what I mean? Seen sisters I haven't seen in a minute. Man, it's always glorious, man. So yeah, damn right. It was lit. It was lit, man. Lord allow more to come. Lord allow we be in our own land next time. So who knows, man?
Oh, Khan.
Yeah. That way, when it's over, we ain't gotta go right back to slavery. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a 7-day feast, man. And he got us, the oppressor got us clocking in, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. All right. He said that all black party good night, man. Yeah, man. Listen, Pastor Troy was in the building. I missed China Monet. I didn't make it in time. You know what I'm saying? But I heard the performance was on point as well too. But I did make it in time for Pastor Troy, man. And if anybody from the South know, man, Pastor Troy is a legend. You know what I'm saying? He a legend in the South, one of the pioneers of the crunk movement. You know what I'm saying? So he was in there, of course, rocking it out, man, turning it up. It was definitely too wild to see. You know what I'm saying? See Pastor Troy still doing this thing, man. It was on point. You know what I'm saying? And doing it in righteousness, you know what I'm saying? Like the brother said, no weed, no drug use was going on, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing prerogative or derogatory, nothing like that, man. It was just good, wholesome fun for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. So yeah, that drum was on point. You know what I mean? Black Party. What about Hebrew Academy, man? I want to give a big shout out to class of 2025, man. Most High in Christ. All the soldiers that graduated, man. I know y'all brothers worked very hard for that, man. 28 weeks in training, getting yourself right, getting yourself strong to make it to the trials and make it through to get your cover, man. And I know it takes a lot, so big up to y'all brothers for that, man. Damn right. You want to say something, Drew? My bad. I don't know if you said a lot.
Oh, no, I didn't, but I will
Okay.
say though, shout out to that boy, Nawan Yellow, for making it through that.
Damn
Yeah,
right.
that boy is 17 years old and made it
17
through
years old.
17 and made it through that, man.
Yeah, damn right, man. Damn right, man. Big ups to that brother. Strong brother coming up strong out of West Palm Beach. 17 years old. Man, that says a lot to what Commanding General Yohana is doing in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. You know what I'm saying? You ever want to doubt our works, doubt our contribution to the community? Look at these brothers, man. Man, we take young men, young soldiers that the world would have neglected and outcast him and called him all type of derogatory terms and make him feel like he's less than himself. Commander Geniana will see brothers like that and raise them up to be strong warriors for Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what we doing in the ISUBK. Brothers as young as 17 years old, man. While the world is going crazy, while they teaching our youth to get high, deal drugs and pop whores, you know what I'm saying? The Lord, the Commander Geniana will make that man a man of the Lord, man. Clean him up, teach him how to be righteous, teach him how to be honorable, teach him how to be a soldier, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're doing in the ISUBK. So if you ever need proof, just watch. Open your eyes, you'll see it, man. You know what I mean? There was brothers out there on wheelchairs. Right? Brothers with broken arm and all that, man, made it through. You know what I'm saying? So no cowards, no excuses, man. This is what we're doing for our people. You know what I mean? So big up for that. Yeah. Most High in Christ, man. So big up, man. Commander General Yohana, all the generals, the captains, the officers, troopers, and the sisters as well, too, man. Everybody that came out and supported this Passover and made it what it out to be. It was a glorious time, man. So if you have any questions, we're going to dive into the topic. Feel free to type it in. Feel free to ask whatever you got. Other than that, we'll dive into the topic, y'all. All right. Also, I want to shout out Officer Magazar, who also broadcasts live on the ISUPK Tampa channel. Right, if you in the Bay Area, if you in Tampa, uh, St. Pete, Lakeland, wherever's over on that coast, wherever they got going on over there, wherever city you at, man, make sure you tune in. I know we broadcast live from the library out there in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Show up if you're able to show up. You know what I'm saying? The brother take his time out today to go live. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tune in. You know what I'm saying? All right. Since there's no questions, let me ask y'all questions real quick. Right now we in the midst of Feast of Unleavened Bread. I think it's what, day 3 of Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right. Let me ask y'all this. What is the meaning behind the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Can anybody answer me that? What is the meaning behind Feast of Unleavened Bread? What y'all got? Anybody?
Salakia, sir. Can I take a stab?
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, the meaning behind it is, I'll say, to get rid of the spirit of levity, like being puffed up and thinking you more than what you really are, like for lack of better words.
Okay. Yeah. I will definitely accept that answer because that answer is biblical in the Bible as well too. But I was more so looking for the origin, right? The reason behind it. But yeah, there's definitely a spiritual significance, and I'll touch on that after somebody can give me the answer about the origin. So we'll touch on that, right? Anybody can, or if you want to take a stab at that, Drew, you know what I mean? The origin, the reason why we celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Anybody? Anybody in the chat? Go ahead and type in the answer. What is the meaning of Feast of Unleavened Bread? Anybody? Where y'all at? I need your participation. All right, we got an answer. Big Jew says, Salakia, sir, it was the meal we had coming out of Egypt. Exactly right. It's the meal that we had coming out of Egypt. For extra points, can you answer me why is that? Why was that the main and one of the only meals that we had coming out of Egypt? Why is that, Big Jew? All right. Why is that? All right. 1 second. I'm gonna get to your comments. right. Sis said because we didn't have time to let the yeast rise. She's correct. Damn right. Big Jew said the same thing. We were leaving out in a hurry. Right. We was out of there. If you understand the story, we kind of went a bit over it on last class, speaking about the history of it. So yeah, we was after the 10th plague, we was forced out of Egypt. You know, mass deportation. Right. It kicked us out of Egypt after all their firstborn was unalived by the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have time to prepare a proper meal. Right? This was a mass exodus. We was getting out of our land of captivity. You know what I mean? So in the meantime, well, all we had was bread that didn't rise, right? Unleavened bread, right? The yeast, right? Why is that? How is that so? Can anybody, it's Shayara, if you can explain, right? If there's any sister that's into baking, and knows anything about cooking a bit, right? How is that so, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, you can just go into the store and buy yeast, right? And put it in your flour. Who can understand it a bit? Who can break that down? You would have thought all you needed was flour, a little bit of water, a little bit of oil, and your bread will automatically rise. How is yeast formed? Anybody? Extra credit, y'all. Tallying up all the answers. And you're going to get graded by the end of this class. All right. Anybody? All right. Sis said yeast usually take about 30 minutes to rise and work through the dough. Since we were being rushed out, we didn't have 30 minutes. Right. That's correct. Right? It takes time to work through the dough. You know what I'm saying? The natural way of getting yeast is fermented dough, right? Letting your dough sit, right? And the bacteria, which is good bacteria that develops in the dough, is yeast. You get what I'm saying? So what they do, they break that off, put it in another batch of dough, and let it rise. You know what I'm saying? Well, it takes time to ferment that dough. We didn't have time. You know, all we had was the flour, had the dough, you know, and we had to get up out of there. All right, so this is what we do each year. Each year we celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread because of this, right? Now, can anybody answer me, what are some of the traditions in keeping the Feast of Unleavened Bread? What are the traditions? What do we practice each year in celebration of Feast of Unleavened Bread? Anybody? All right. Hey, shalom, sis. Anybody? Come on, give it a shot. Drew, anybody in the chat? What are some of the traditions? Or what's the main tradition? Let me start with that. What's the main tradition of the Feast of Unleavened Bread? There you go. Big Jew got one. Right? Taking out all the leaven in your house. Yes. Right? This is one of the traditions or the practices that we follow in the celebration of Feast of Unleavened Bread. So that means whatever bread that you own, particularly, right? If let's say you're rooming with somebody, or you stay under the roof of somebody else, You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's something that you own. What you want to do is get it out of your house, right? So all that bread, whatever you got can rise, uh, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Get it out of your crib, right? So if it's in your crib now, you better get you late. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said it's not supposed to be there from the start of Feast of Unleavened Bread till the end. Okay, so purge all that leaven out of your house. All right? All right, man. Shalom. Also, Shabar is on here as well. Shalom, Yabba Shashabakada.
Some y'all about to
Damn right, the water popping on, word.
on the butt.
All right. Big Jew getting all the points, y'all. Don't let him get all the points. Right? Here's another tradition, right? Big Jew said you eat unleavened bread for 7 days, correct? Right? Each day for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, you are to consume unleavened bread. Now, it can be a piece or it can be a whole cake. It can be any time throughout the day, but you have to at least consume unleavened bread for the duration of the feast. Right? So each day for 7 days, you are to consume unleavened bread. That could be, you can make it yourself. All you need is flour and water. Throw a little seasoning, whatever seasoning you prefer. Some people like it sweet. Some people like it bitter. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's not self-rising flour. You know what I mean? You can buy flour without the leavening agent in it to make it rise. You can get corn tortillas, whatever the case may be. Some people ain't got time to make it themselves. You can get them old Jewish boxes if you want. Them old Jewish boxes, you know what I'm saying? I think they call them Mazda, whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? You can get them old joints and snack you up some. You know what I'm saying? The sister said, Salakia, do we also have to have honey? No, it's all up to you. You know what I'm saying? I am a fan of honey. I do put honey on most of the stuff I eat, including unleavened bread. So it's all up to you. Like I said, some people like it sweet. You know, some people do like it where it's salty. You know what I'm saying? So it's all up to you. I remember last year I made some joints with pistachios in them. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole bunch of pistachios, grounded them up, mixed it in the flour, and put some avocado oil, mixed it in a little bit. You know, fry them Jones. Jones is good. You know what I'm saying? You can fry them or bake them. Just make sure they don't have any leavening in it, anything that can make it rise. All right. Big Jew said, in the first day it's a holy convocation, and there shall be no surround work. Yeah, Big Jew getting all the answers right, man. Damn right. That's another one. It is a holy convocation. Now, who can tell me what the word convocation means? Somebody pull me up the definition. What is convocation? What does this mean? All right. Because there is a ton of us, you know, being the power of the internet. There is a bunch of us that's starting to understand that we are Israelites and we're God's chosen people, right? But they don't really understand the spirit behind it. So they take it upon themselves, you know what I mean, to celebrate.
Sir.
Go ahead.
It says a large formal gathering, a large gathering or assembly of people. That was like New Oxford.
There you go. Get the brother ahead. You know what I'm saying? It is a large gathering or assembly of people. Like I was mentioning, right? People get this knowledge, they get this information of being an Israelite and not being in the right spirit. They think they can do it independently. You know what I'm saying? When the tradition of keeping the law, part of keeping the law of the Feast of Unleavened Bread or Passover is for you to come together as a nation. You understand? This is not something that you do independently or individually with only just you and your family. It's easy, right? That's the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is not coming to rescue us as individuals. We went into slavery as a nation, and guess what? We're gonna get out of captivity as a nation as well too. So it's very important that we learn how to come together. And one of the ways that it could be done is by keeping these high holy days. Holy convocation. The first day is a holy convocation, and guess what? The last day is a holy convocation as well too. Both days are holy convocation, and in between them, you ought to do no servile work. But being we in the land of our captivity, some of us ain't got no choice. We can't get this whole week off. Understandable. But when we're in rulership, when blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians rule the earth, guess what? Everybody's going to have the day off for the Feast of Unleavened Bread and Passover. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, this is the tradition, Feast of Unleavened Bread. Make sure you don't forget it. All right? And that's how we're rocking out. All right, so let's get the spirit behind it real quick. Let me get 1 Corinthians 5 and 7 real quick. All right. General Hazayan went over this as well during the Passover. Young man Drew mentioned it, so why not go over it, right?
I got it.
All right, you got that word?
1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Purge out therefore the old leaven.
Purge out what?
The old leaven.
Your old leaven, right? What is this speaking about? Right, what is this talking about?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
So since we know most Christ talks in parables, when it says purge out the old leaven, you may be a new lump as ye are unleavened bread. So are you purging out the old man here? Is that what it's saying?
Yes, that's exactly what he's saying. Right? You want to purge out the old you. Right? The old leaven. The leaven that told you that no matter what you do, God knows your heart. You know what I'm saying? The leaven that told you that whatever you ask God and pray for, he will bless you with it immediately. You know what I'm saying? The leaven that taught you that you don't have to follow the laws of God, that the laws are done away with, and you can celebrate whatever you want to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that our people pride themselves on, right? We are puffed up with the beliefs and the philosophies of these religions that tell us these things. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned a couple classes ago, you know what I mean? Every belief that's out there outside of the Bible, outside of the truth in the ISUPK, is all egocentric. It's all a belief that makes you the center of that belief. And that's all Christianity is, Islam, Wahhabism, Egyptology, zodiacs, whatever you believe in, Catholicism, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All it does is boosts your ego and puffs you up in thinking that you have God in your back pocket and that God is with you while you sin against him. You know what I mean? And that is far from the truth, right? So you want to purge that out. The same way you're physically purging out leaven out of your house, well, guess what? What is your body? Your body is what? What is the Bible? The Bible refers your body as.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Your temple.
Right. It is the temple of God. You know what I'm saying? Your body is the temple. Right? So you purging it out of your house, right? Physically, right? You also need to purge that leaven that lives within you, that exists within you, out of your body. Right? It's not saying to draw out blood and extract yeast from your blood. stream or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? This is more spiritually speaking. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that causes you to be puffed up like bread does, that causes you to rise like your ego, you know what I'm saying? You want to purge that out of you. Right? Read on.
Kind of a con. That ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
Right. Christ is the sacrifice because he was perfect. You know what I'm saying? A lamb without blemish who gave his life so we can get a second chance. You know what I'm saying? This is not something that was brought about by your own idea or your own actions. We all have made a mistake in sinning against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, like we spoke about in the beginning of the class, this was our first Passover for some of us. You know what I'm saying? So guess what we was doing beforehand? Everything that the Lord told us not to do. You know what I'm saying? So there should be no reason why you should puff yourself up and making yourself out to be, like Drew said, more than what you really are. You know what I'm saying? We are servants of Christ. Everything he told us to do, we got to do. How many of y'all know that Christ celebrated Passover as well, too? Anybody there, y'all know that? Yeah, all right. All right, y'all knew that? Y'all knew that?
Con.
Okay, so what's the precept? What's the proof? I'm the Christian. I'm asking for proof. Christ didn't celebrate Passover. He celebrated Easter. And we celebrate Easter and Christmas because it all comes from God. And as a Christian, I celebrate Easter. Somebody said Salakia?
Officer Shabar. I could paraphrase a precept, but isn't it Matthew?
In Matthew, okay.
I can't remember where it was in Matthew, but I know it's in Matthew.
Fanny, take your time. Go ahead. Whatever y'all can find. Christ celebrated Passover. That is a bold statement. Right? Because that's what Christianity claimed. That's the foundation of their belief, is to be Christ-like. That's what Christian means, right? To be Christ-like. So in order to be Christ-like, you have to do what Christ did, just like him. And guess what? Christ celebrated Passover. So in being a Christian, guess what you got to do? You must celebrate Passover as well. So who got that?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 17.
Read that.
Now the first day, the book of Matthew, chapter 26, 17. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover?
Eat the what?
The Passover.
Guess what? What the world famously records as the Last Supper, guess what high holy day Christ was actually keeping? You want to give it a shot? You just read it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Read that part one more time.
Oh, con. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover?
The what?
The Passover.
That's what it was. The Last Supper was not no brunch with him and his disciples. It's not no just some get together for tea and biscuits. You know what I'm saying? It was Christ observing the Passover. That's what the Last Supper was all about. All right? The most famous encounter of Christ that people know of, right? They got that whitewashed image of him with all his disciples sitting at the table. You know what I'm saying? Well, that image is based off of him keeping the Passover. Of course, it's not historically accurate because it's all white people in that image, but I'm just trying to give you the understanding. You know what I'm saying? That the Last Supper was the Passover because the brother just read it right here, right? Any more on that?
It's like, yeah. Yeah, Khan.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, go into the city to such a man and say unto him, the master saith, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover.
He would
at
do what?
Keep the Passover
Uh-huh.
at thy house with my disciples.
There you have it. Most Christians will agree that Christ is perfect, right or wrong. Right?
Correct.
So what made him perfect then? What is considerably perfect in the eyes of God?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
Well, for Christ, it would be following Yahweh's orders, God's orders. And for us, as priests, we're following Yahweh's commandments.
Exactly right. Right? And how is it recorded in the Bible? What is God's orders recorded in the Bible? He presents them to us as what?
Boss.
To give the brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? That's what perfection is. Well, guess what? Keeping the Passover is a what? It's a law. You get what I'm saying? Christ being perfect kept the laws of God. Like Shabar said, he did everything the Most High told him to do. And one of those was keeping the Passover. You know what I mean? If Christ was out there breaking the law, that would give the Jews that was around at that time more validation to crucify him. You know what I mean? But they had nothing that they can hold on to him, no accusation that was true, because Christ was perfect. He kept every commandment. And he said out of his own mouth that I come not to do away with the law. So if you, as a Christian, claim to be Christ-like, and you're not keeping the Passover, guess what? You're not really following Christ, man. You're not really following Christ. You don't love Christ if you're not keeping the Passover. Easter is nowhere found in the Bible. Rabbits don't even lay eggs. It makes no sense. If I'm not mistaken, was it not there an incident like a couple days ago where there was a shootout at an Easter egg hunt event where a pastor, I'm going to try to see if I can pull it up. A pastor passed away. You know what I mean? Let me get that real quick. See if I can pull that up. Give me 1 second.
I'm coming.
All right, let me grab this. Yeah, there you go. All right, Lord be with them. Man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But this is why the Lord required that we don't celebrate these wicked holidays. Hold on, let me share that. All right, y'all see it? See the headline? All right, church deacon. Do y'all see it?
Khan.
Okay.
Khan.
Right? Church deacon killed protecting others after gunfire erupts at Easter egg hunt. All right, this the man right here that was unfortunately gunned down by celebrating these wicked holidays. Right, a Mississippi church deacon was fatally shot while trying to protect people from a dispute that broke out. You fighting on the Easter egg hunt when it's supposed to be a day of the Lord. Ain't no
Right.
disputes broke out at the ISPK Passover. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how you know the Lord is not in these wicked holidays, man. All right? If I can jump down, it says the Gulfport Police Department said that the shooting stemmed from a child custody dispute, and the two people who tried to de-escalate the fight were hit by gunfire, as well as the suspect. Shed was pronounced dead at the scene, and another person was airlifted at an out-of-state hospital. That is unfortunate, man. You know what I'm saying? This brother lost his life, you know what I mean, practicing these wicked holidays, man. All right? As a Christian, as a pastor, we ought to look in the Bible and see what the Bible says. And the Bible says that all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are to keep the Passover. We are not to keep Easter. It's not in the Bible. It's a sin against God. It's a pagan holiday. The Spirit of God is not in Easter. And the result of it is us losing our lives, man. All right? So, there you have it, right? You are to celebrate Passover. All right, let's jump back to the verse. All right. All right. And you can continue on verse 8.
Okay, you want me to jump back to Corinthians? Okay.
Yeah, kind of. I
All
think
right,
you,
let's
you was
go.
reading?
Calm. Yeah, I'm jumping back now.
Kind, all right.
1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 8. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice
Of
and
what?
wickedness. With the leaven of malice and wickedness.
Right. What is malice? Do anybody know what malice is? Let's get that real quick. Let's get the definition real quick. What is malice? Anybody in the chat as well? Y'all can chime in, join in, y'all. Come on in. What is malice?
So, like I said, I got it if no one has it.
All right, you got it, soldier.
Calm. So we have or desire to do evil.
Uh-huh. Right. Can you read that one more time? My bad.
With the intention or desire to do evil.
Right. That's what malice is. The intent or the desire to do something bad. Right? And that could be something bad to somebody in particular as well, too. Like we just read about with this brother. Right? They didn't put away the old leaven because they're not even keeping Passover. They're trying to celebrate Easter. They're hunting for eggs. Meanwhile, they all filled with the spirit of malice and wickedness. The intent to harm one another, to hurt one another, to hate one another, to bear a grudge against one another. The Lord is requiring that we put all of that away. We purge all of that away from us, man. That is the spirit behind this Passover. You know what I mean? We are to become brand new. Christ gave up his life for this nation. We ought to do the same for one another, man. So that means whatever that issue that you may have is something that can easily be fixed if you love your brother like how Christ loved the church. Oh, my man, Hebrew Academy graduate. You
You got
know what I
that cover
mean?
on.
Big up. Class of 2025. You know what I'm saying?
You got that cover on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, man.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, how about you want your brother
Yeah.
thumb?
No,
That's
yeah.
your thumb.
Congratulations, Warrior. Congratulations.
The water to both. Water to both of y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying? Y'all brotherhood was impeccable. It was a top tier. It was past 100. The water to both of y'all, man. I appreciated everything y'all brothers did for me. The water.
Most High in
That's
Christ,
Christ.
man.
Most
Most
High
High in
Christ.
Christ. That's nothing but your dedication and hard work, brother.
Okay.
That's what it's all about, man. So, Most High in Christ. So let we just chopping it up about Passover a bit before I get into the topic. Is there anything you want to add? How was your experience, man? How did you like Passover?
Man, Salaki, if I made that Passover is one to remember. Like I ain't gonna ever forget the 56th annual Passover. For one,
Right.
went through the fire with my brothers in Hebrew Academy, the resurrection. You know what I'm saying? That was experience that I'm pretty sure both of you brothers know, because both of you brothers are Hebrew Academy graduates. You know what I'm saying? So now I feel like I'm finally in with the in crowd. You know what I'm saying? I finally can like really like be in with the brothers when they telling the more stories. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, the camaraderie and everything that you experience with Hebrew Academy is definitely needed and well deserved. And just the Passover was just glorious, man. Y'all brothers was glorious, y'all families, everybody was there. You know, it was just something about, Passover is always a breath of fresh air. It's always something to I feel like it's like, you know how when you go in the mall and they give you samples of the taste to
Yeah.
see if you Passover for me is a sample of the kingdom. You know what
God.
I'm saying? It's a sample of the kingdom. It's a sample to what we working hard and we sweating and we building and we trying to bring in what we're to expect in the kingdom when we are ruling, you know what I'm saying, the earth. And it's I wish it was, you know what I'm saying, longer. I wish that, all of us didn't have to slave to where we can have like 2-3 weeks of it. You know what I mean? The hard
Right.
part about Passover is always when you gotta depart. Like leaving the Passover is more harder than I think getting there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you have the mixed emotions and you know what I'm saying, but definitely for anybody that never experienced, man, you have to get that in your body. You have to get that in your soul. You have to get that experience in your mind, because then you'll know what brotherhood and sisterhood truly looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Damn right.
You'll know what, you know what I'm saying, the hard work is for. You'll see everybody that, you know what I'm saying, you haven't seen. You'll see the work of the Lord in its flesh, like in reality, and what we trying to build. So the Passover, I'm definitely not going to ever forget the 56th annual Passover. So like,
Damn right, brother. Damn
All right.
right, man. That joint is glorious, man. It's a good time, no conflict, no issues. It's brothers, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, ancestors, children enjoying themselves. You know what I mean? I see you look glorious in your cover, man. Most High Christ. Where you cover at, your boy? Where's it at? Represent, represent. What year?
Khan.
What class? What class, man? Where you get? You know what I mean?
Congratulations, other one.
hey, I appreciate that. Who that, Drew?
Con with con.
Oh, Drew was in that at the Passover hanging out, wasn't he?
Hell yeah. That
Yeah,
brother's a
yeah.
hard-working brother, man.
Yeah, man, that brother. Keep that zeal, Drew. Don't never let that fire go out, man. Try to keep that same zeal as you go forward and you keep going on and on and on. Remember how you are when you first come in.
Damn right.
Con with con.
Yeah, man.
Will do, sir.
Damn right. So like you, sir, that's all I had.
Nah, God, Most High in Christ, man. Most High in Christ, yeah, man. Passover is something to remember. like he said, it's a sample of the kingdom of heaven. There you go. There you
Hey,
go. Class
yeah,
of
There
what?
you
What
go.
class is that?
Right.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Class of 2022. Nigga, you better be careful when they come through. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Going down. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got different generations, brothers coming up, man. This is something that you definitely want to partake in. You know, it don't come around every year. You know what I'm saying? When you have the opportunity to get involved in Hebrew Academy, take advantage of it, man. Because you never know when the next time gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So these brothers, man, worked hard, man. Worked hard for these covers, man. It's not an easy task. You know what I'm saying? But it looks good on y'all brothers, man. Keep getting stronger, man. Damn right. Damn right. So let's get back to unless anything y'all brothers want to add. Let's get back to the verse.
Con. So 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 8 from the top. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven,
Mm-hmm.
neither with the leaven of malice
Mm-hmm.
and wickedness,
Mm-hmm.
but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
Right. This is what the spirit we should be in. Right? Get rid of the stuff that puffs you up. Yeah, I know you hot, Shamar. My bad. I mean, get him hot real quick. Yeah, my bad. It is hot as hell down here too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we are supposed to be coming in that type of spirit, right? Leaven is what makes bread rise. You know what I'm saying? And like the scriptures say in Galatians, don't you know that a little bit of leaven leavens the whole lump? If you have something a little bit within yourself that you didn't work on, like General Haas says, Satan is going to use that against you. You know what I'm saying? Satan will use that against you if you're not careful. That's why you got to make sure that you constantly working on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Constantly pushing yourself to be better. Constantly doing what the Lord said is right to do and not your own mind. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get puffed up in doing this work. All right? We see it all the time. We see giants crumble all the time. Brothers who you thought was mighty, brothers who you thought was strong. You know what I'm saying? They got this whole incident that's going on with a cat named Gorilla Hebrew. You get what I'm saying? I'm sure if you're in the Israelite world, you know of this cat. And he's highly revered amongst the Israelite community. But all that stuff that he had puffed up within himself came out to the forefront. Now we actually see who this person really is. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that can happen to anybody if you're not careful. Right? How you act in front of others is the same way you should act when nobody else is around. You understand what I'm saying? It should be no different. This is not a show. This is not a facade. We got to come in the spirit of sincerity. We got to come in the spirit of truth. Right? As long as you genuine, you know what I'm saying? You don't need recognition. As long as you genuine in heart, you do this sincerely, who cares about all the accolades? Now cats out there calling themselves chief priests. Who gave you that title? Elder such and such. Who gave you that? Niggas is chasing titles. That's all they doing. Chasing titles, man. You know what I'm saying? And that can puff you up and thinking that you're more than what you really are. You know what I'm saying? So each year you want to clean house, not only physically, but spiritually as well. Clean house, get rid of the malice, the grudges, the wickedness, whatever is causing you to think that you're far above this truth. You know what I'm saying? Purge it out of your spirit. Do the inner work. Work on yourself. And this grind never stops. Right? I'm here to tell you that this work, your inner work never stops. Because each year you're evolving to the next level, to the next stage. And each stage you're going to be met with something different. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have to learn how to deal with those certain scenarios and things that come about. So you're constantly working on yourself. All right? The minute you decide within yourself that, well, I got it made. I'm an officer. I'm a trooper. Or hell, I know that I'm an Israelite. Most people get content with that. Well, I know the fact that I'm an Israelite. I'm fine with that. And you think, salvation is secured for you. It's far from reality. You know what I'm saying? This is an ongoing process that you get better and better and better at as long as you stay disciplined,
Right.
as long as you stay consistent. And it never, ever stops, right? If you allow yourself to get complacent, guess what? You already lost the battle. You already lost the battle, right? Acknowledging that there is a battle is the first step of overcoming that battle. You know what I mean? You make yourself ill-equipped the minute that you tell yourself that everything is fine and you're not in war. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you're constantly armed with the understanding that life is about war and nothing else. All right? Anything brothers want to add? Anything? You can get into the topic or whatever. Any verses, anything?
Wow, sir.
All right. So we also got young man Fred, Most High in Christ. What's going on? Shalom, warrior.
Shalom, Israel. Y'all
Shalom,
Shalom.
Yabashah. Yeah, man, we were just discussing Passover a bit. If you want to give us your input, man, tell us how it went. How did it go?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I was asking you a lot of questions about the Passover. You was giving me limited information, and I see why.
Mm-hmm.
It's because words could not put it. You couldn't even put it into words.
Mm.
You know what I mean? How great it was.
Damn
The Passover was. It was great. You know, that's
damn right.
It was spectacular. Can't wait for more.
Damn right, brother. Damn right. Both sides right. You know what I'm saying? Damn right. It is something that you can't put in words, man. You have to be there to see it. You have to be there to see it. You know what I mean? Just to see your people come back to who they really are. There's so much things that we can be doing on this earth, like celebrating Easter and fighting one another, hating one another, which is so common amongst Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But how often do we see us actually coming together and there's no beef involved? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is glorious. No, my hood versus your hood. You stepped on my shoe, you bump into me. None of that going on. Everybody just getting along like Christ commanded us to do, man. And that is a glorious thing, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all about. It's all about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians coming together as a nation. All right? Anything else, man? We'll dive into the topic. If not,
Lies, sir.
all right, let's get. All right, for today's topic, I got titled Understanding Emotions. All right, this is the Brotherhood class, so we're going to understand the emotions, right? We just said that how we got to purge ourselves of certain things, you know what I mean? Whether it's your ego, your pride, or thinking that you're more than what you really are, I mean, you got to understand where all this stems from. You know what I'm saying? And what we're going to discuss is understanding emotions and see what the Bible has to say about it. All right, me and my brother Drew was having a conversation about this. You know what I'm saying? It was a good conversation. So I feel like why not make it a class, right? All right, emotions, right? First thing I do want to mention, when it comes to emotions, it is something that everybody has, right? Emotions are a part of you being human. It's not something that you can't get rid of, right? It's not something that you're not born with. We all have them. You know what I'm saying? The problem is majority of us don't know how to regulate our emotions, right? Or we become too excessive within our emotions, which cause us to be emotional. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between having emotions and being emotional. You understand what I'm saying? And being emotional can cause you to be put in positions that can be very detrimental to your well being. You know what I'm saying? That can cause you great harm to yourself and to others. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's very important as God's people to understand how to regulate and control these things that we're born with, that we naturally have. You know what I'm saying? Right? Let me get let's see. Drew, what verse did we get in Jeremiah? Do you recall? If not, it's the wild.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
That unleavened bread. That
Hey,
unleavened bread.
that y'all look good as hell. Look at
Right.
what's right, guys? Yeah, there you go, man. That shit look good as hell, man. There you
Yeah.
go. That's black culture, man. Every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian should be doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? Indulging yourself in your culture. So you was gonna say something, Drew?
La, sir. But I was
Okay,
about to say I gotta find that Jeremiah verse real quick.
no sweat, no sweat. I think it's Jeremiah 17:9. Let's grab that real quick.
What con?
Jeremiah 17:9. And before you read that, I just want to just set it up with this, right? Well, when it comes to emotion, a lot of it mediates our perception. You know what I'm saying? Meaning how we perceive things is oftentimes dictated by our emotions. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things can be actually what it is in reality, but because our emotions are so high, we'll perceive it a certain way. If y'all dig what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying? And some of us, who don't know how to control or regulate their emotions, we make emotions our God. Meaning, however how we feel must be right, and it must be expressed right then and there. You dig what I'm saying? Just because you feel it doesn't mean it's right. Emotions is not your God. You should not allow emotions to control you. You should be able to control it. Now it's a process. It takes time. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it should be like when it comes to emotions. Right? You got that for me, Drew?
What con?
Oh, you got that word.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
The the heart is deceitful above all things.
Read
And
that one more time.
the heart is deceitful above all things
Read on.
and desperately wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Who can know it?
Right. When the Bible refers to the heart, what is it referring to? Go ahead,
Salakia,
Elder
sir.
Shabar.
Oh, God.
Oh, Drew, young Drew, you got it. Go ahead. Salakia.
Go
Con,
ahead, Drew.
con.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the heart is talking about the mind.
It's talking about the mind, right? It's not talking about the organ that's in your chest that pumps blood, right? Now, also, it does, depending on your heart rate, can also communicate your emotions, you know what I'm saying? But when the Bible speaks about the heart, it's not talking about that organ, but it's talking about your mind. $1 million question, right? If y'all want credit for this, where do emotions come from? All right,
Salaki.
go go ahead, also cannot.
Do it come from your mind?
Give the brother a hand. All right. It comes from your brain. Right? Depending on whether your heart rate or your hormones or whatever the communication may be through how you feeling, communicates to your brain, and your brain tells your body what emotional state to be in. You know what I'm saying? What they call neurotransmitters. You know what I'm saying? Right? It all comes from the brain. Well, if we replace the word heart and put emotions instead, it will tell you and give you better understanding on why you should not make your emotions your God. You can read that one more time for me, Drew, and replace the word heart with emotions.
Con. Emotions are deceitful above all things
Mm-hmm.
and desperately wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Who can know them?
Well, guess what? Since emotions come from your mind, which is the heart, the Bible is saying that your emotions are deceitful, man. They can deceive you. You know what I'm saying? Desperately wicked above all things. Like I mentioned, just because you feel it doesn't mean it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if somebody's like angry or mad at or upset at something, right? Instead of utilizing logic, you know what I'm saying, first before they express themselves, right? They'll find themselves in a situation far more worse than if they would have actually first thought about it, right? If you utilize your logic, you can find that, well, maybe I'm mad for no reason. I'm angry for no reason. If I first process it, right? Using logic, using wisdom, rather than just feelings and emotions. You know what I'm saying? Because feelings and emotions mediate our perception on how you perceive things. And you can be very deceived in it. You can be very deceived in it. You know what I'm saying? Your anger sometimes is not always valid. Right? Being sad, right? Having one bad day doesn't mean you're now clinically depressed. You know what I'm saying? Right? Having, like we read, malice and wickedness. Right? Even the emotion joy and happiness. Well, guess what? Too much of anything is not good for you. Why would I say that? Why would I say happiness and joy? Why is that? Why is that not the only emotion that you should only cleave on to?
Good luck, you, sir.
Go ahead.
Because you like depending on the situation, you might be feeling a certain way. Like the scriptures say, oppression make a wise man mad. It don't say it make him happy. It don't say it make you know what I'm saying. He love oppression. It just says like different feelings. There's a time for everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So what I'm thinking is, depending on the situation, depending on your emotion, and you got to be careful with, you know what I'm saying, with that to not be too emotional in a certain situation.
Damn right. Give the brother a hand. Damn right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. With happiness, when it comes to us, because Christianity, all it does is force feed us with the idea that life is all about your individual happiness. And in thinking that, we often put morality over, no, we often put our feelings over morality. You dig what I'm saying? So as an individual, some of us are pleased by different things. And if if it makes you happy enough, right, doesn't mean it's moral, doesn't mean it's righteous. But religion will teach you that life is all about you just being happy, when that's not the truth. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Too much of it can be detrimental to you. Like Officer Canuck said, you know what I'm saying? Uh, oppression make a wise man mad. You know what I'm saying? If you wise enough, if you smart enough, you're supposed to understand that you are oppressed.
Lock you, sir.
You know what I mean? Go ahead, soldier.
I just wanted to add on. It's on topic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the scripture says, "When I was a child, I thought as a child." Right? You do childish things, right? So if you think about it, a child is always happy. That's being happy every day is a childish mindset because we're taught here in the ISBK you have to endure until the end. So it's like a roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? Each day you're gonna have different trials and tribulations, and what Officer Canuck said, you know, and what you're saying, the heart is deceitful, your mind is deceitful above all things. You know what I mean? If something doesn't happen at your pace, you know, you have an attitude, but you'll require others to move on your command. And that's just not how life goes. You know what I mean?
Damn right. Give the brother a hand. Give the brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? If you only focus on that emotion in particular, what happens when you get bad days? You want to understand how to handle it because you was never taught that, how to handle that emotion. Because all you was fed to believe is that you're supposed to be happy and bliss all the time. You know what I'm saying? Life is about ups and downs, about good times and bad times. That's what life is all about. You know what I mean? In the midst of it all, do not let your emotions dictate you. You dictate your emotions, right? Let me get Wisdom of Solomon, 7:24.
Come on, another one.
All right, if you got that, you got it. Who is that? You, Fred? Whoever said he got it.
Connor, it was him. It was Fred. And when Fred.
All right, whoever, if you got it, Fred, you can go ahead and read.
Salaki, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Okay.
Probably something wrong with his phone. Somebody else can pick it up.
Khan. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Then any what?
Any motion.
Mm-hmm. Read on.
She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness.
By what?
By reason of her pureness.
By reason of the pureness. Right? Wisdom. Right? Wisdom is better than any motion. Right? And that's all what emotions is. Right? It's energy in motion, like people like to say. It's energy. What you put your energy into. You know what I'm saying? Your energy is want to be sad, you're going to be sad. Your energy happy, angry, whatever the case may be. Right? The first thing that you want to utilize is logic, is wisdom. All right? Not your feelings. Because your feelings can be what?
Deceitful.
It can be deceitful. Damn right. You're exactly right, Warrior. It can be deceitful above all things. You know what I mean? Your emotions can deceive you. Utilize your logic. Maybe this is not how it is. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm just caught up in my feelings. Maybe I'm just thinking about it for too long. Maybe if I just rest my head or just cool out on it, then, you know what I mean? Then I'll get a better, clear understanding on it. You know what I'm saying? You want to first process it, right? Process it rather than to be quick to express it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of us fell at, right? We're taught that those that constantly express their emotions are the real ones, right? Like you a real nigga, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. You're just emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know how to regulate and actually first calm yourself down and go about with your emotions. There's nothing real with you constantly overly expressing your emotions. You know what I'm saying? It's best to learn how to regulate them. And some things work for better, right? For others, right? Some people like to go out and sit in the sun. Some people like to exercise. Some people like to take a long walk. Some people like to draw. Some people like to paint. Some people like to sing. Some people like to go out in nature. You know what I'm saying? Whatever works for you, let it work. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's what you should rely on. So when the situation comes about, you already have your logic and your wisdom and your wits about you. You're not gonna fall short by allowing your emotions to take control. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is everything. Wisdom of what? Wisdom of the Bible. Wisdom of these scriptures. On how to behave, what to do, what not to say. All right? The Bible is the greatest tool that you have. Because everything about your life is what? Recorded in the Bible. You was gonna say something else, or not?
Live, sir. Live.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go through a few emotions. Let's start with the first one. Let's start with anger. Let's get Matthew 5:22.
Con, con,
All right. That was you, Drew.
con, sir.
All right. Give brothers the time to grab it. All right, you can go ahead, Warren.
Salakia, real quick, sir. You say 5:22.
Con 5:22.
All right, con, I got it.
All right.
But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause,
Without what?
without a cause,
Without what?
without a cause,
That is the main thing that people don't put in context. They don't put that into consideration, right? The Christians will make it seem as if anger is the worst thing ever. You know what I'm saying? Verse 30. Well, you wanted verse 30, Big Jew? Are you talking about Wisdom of Solomon? If you want to just clarify what you were talking about, Judah, right? But yeah, without a cause is the main thing that most people don't consider, right? Anger, like I said, every emotion is natural. There's some things you're gonna be mad about, but a lot of times you'll realize if you utilize your logic, you're mad for no reason, without a cause. You're just angry at somebody for something that's small and minor that cause you not to overly react in anger, to express your wrath. All right? Oftentimes it could be just a simple mistake if you would have did what Christ commanded us to do. And what is that? What did Christ command us to do when we have discrepancies and issues with one another?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Supposed to go to him and thee alone.
Go to him and him alone.
Kamakan.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Him and him alone. And if there's ever an issue, right? If there's ever an issue, at least you have the satisfaction of getting the understanding behind it and finding out if your anger is valid or not by going to this person, them and them alone. You understand what I'm saying? You most of the time you'll find out like, man, this is small, it's minor. I'm all upset over this. You know what I'm saying? But it'll never get to that point if you don't go to them and them alone. All right, read on.
Con with
Come,
con.
come.
1 second, sir.
All right.
Con with con. Shall be in danger of the judgment,
Mm-hmm.
and whosoever shall say to his brother, I think it's Raka, shall be
Uh-huh.
in danger of the council. But
Right.
whoso, con,
You know what I'm saying? No, read that part again, that last part.
con with con. 1 second. Salaki, sir, you said read that part over.
The last part, Baba Kasha.
Con with con. But whosoever shall say, wait, on trip, my bad. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council.
Mm-hmm. All
But
right.
whosoever,
Read on.
but whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
All right. You know what I'm saying? You being angry with somebody without a cause, without no reason, for something small, for something minor, you know what I'm saying, is going to put you in danger. It's going to put you in danger where the Lord is going to judge you for it. Right? You angry with a person for no reason, and you ain't willing to go up to them and talk to them about it. Well, guess what? Then leave it alone then. But because we've been taught to make our emotions our God, we're quick to express it right then and there. You know what I'm saying? We just read how wisdom is more moving than any emotion. And the wise thing to do is to go to them and them alone. Right? Go ahead, Elsa Kanat.
Like, sir, if I may, because what you're bringing out is heavy. And what is going on in the world today, we see the opposite. Like the internet teaches you to go on the social media and tell your whole business about what's going on with you and another person. And um, that's not by design. Like that's not how Christ wanted us to do things. So, like what you got going on in the world today is a person might have an issue with somebody, and the other person might not even know that this person have an issue with them. So then when they go on social media, it's a whole circus on there about how, you know, they don't like this person being fake. That's exactly like, all right, I'm gonna give you a prime example. When the Sakari group broke up, uh what his name is, Gorilla Hebrew aired out all his supposed to be brother London. And the brother did the same thing. Before that, they was inseparable. There was brothers to the end, this and that, this and that. But once you having a falling out with somebody, all that love and respect goes out the window because what happened? It wasn't real.
Right.
They don't really serve the Lord. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So Christ teaches. Okay, go ahead, mama. Go ahead. Salaki.
God.
So, like the world teaches you to go opposite of what the Lord says, and that's all social media is a big it's a big soap opera. Everybody on there talking about somebody that they don't like, and they don't, say they don't mess with, or they got an issue with somebody, but they don't go to the person. The person be the last person to know like what's going on.
Exactly right, brother.
So if
And
you ain't like,
nah, my bad. You gonna say something now?
no, I was just gonna say, so if you angry with somebody or you have an issue with somebody, 9 times out of 10, if you go to them and let them know what's going on, it could be reconciled
Mm-hmm.
without everybody's, input, in it. You know what I mean? Because when other people get involved, then things just get haywire.
Ah, facts, man. You're exactly right, man. You know what I'm saying? Exactly right. You know what I mean? Having issues with people that they don't even know nothing about. Right? It's best to reconcile it rather than just being emotional about it. Because it's that little bit of spark is gonna turn into a whole fire now. You know what I'm saying? What you want to know is how to control your emotions. Don't let that be your first go to because you're feeling this way doesn't mean you should throw away and get rid of the brotherhood or get rid of the sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? Like Asa Kanak said, them brothers was tight as hell, tight as could be before all this controversy came out. Right? And we just read in the verse, we have to purge out the old leaven to be in the spirit of sincerity and truth. If I sincerely fuck with you and I love you, you know what I'm saying? A falling out is not gonna make me want to air out your whole dirty laundry and start gossiping about you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm down with you, I'm down with you. You know what I mean? And if we don't see eye to eye, you know what I mean? That is what it is, what it is. You go your way, I go my way. Other than that, that doesn't give the license now to start to be extra cruel towards each other. That means all that love and all that feelings that y'all said y'all had for each other was nothing but a lie and BS. Nothing but a lie. It was insincere. You know what I mean? All right. If you have an issue, go to them and them alone and nobody else. All right. Don't hate your brother for no damn reason. Like somebody stepping on your shoes is not a probable cause for you to hate your brother. Somebody accidentally bumping into you is not a probable cause for you hating your brother. You know what I'm saying? None of that is valid enough for us to go out and kill each other, to load guns up and shoot down the neighborhood. All right? And that's all it is. A bunch of cats with guns who never learned how to control their emotions. They are either been raised by their mama or have no father figure, no older brothers to look up to. You know what I'm saying? And they seen what the girls and the females in their family did, and they respond the same way. And they go on and get some guns, load it up, and shoot up the whole damn neighborhood for what? Because your feelings is hurt? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that is the reason why we are destroyed.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
I can wait till you finish. Salaki, I didn't mean to cut you.
No. You got it. Work.
Okay, because like what you bringing out is so heavy is like that's what you see like with our young brothers today. Like they so full of emotions and they don't know how to bring it out. They don't know how to deal with it because why? There's no masculinity around them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no men in the household. It's all women. You know what I mean? They've been raised by either their mama, their grandma, or somebody that's, they can't teach them how to deal with their emotions. You know what I'm saying? That's why a father is needed in every house. Like these young men are crashing out because they're full of emotions, like you said, but they don't know how to deal with it. Nobody taught them how to conquer their anger or conquer their emotions or talk about things. Like, you know what I'm saying? And society, like I say it again, will make them feel like they're weak by talking about something that's bothering them, having a different feeling or a different emotion about something. You know what I'm saying? And that's why like men in the UPK are so needed in households because we teach brothers how to be men.
Yeah,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? We teach brothers how to deal with your emotions, how to conquer your feelings, and deal with things according to the law. Deal with things according to the Most High. Deal with things according to what our culture teaches us to do. Not to
Damn
be a
right.
part of these feminine movements and what I'm saying, to be all emotional, because once that high of emotion goes down and you react the wrong way, now you're looking at 20 years.
Mm.
That's what's going on with a lot of these brothers. They're in the heat of the moment, and there's nobody to talk them down and tell them the right things. And now the rest of their life is behind bars.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Damn right.
Yeah,
Damn right, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Salaki Officer Tasha.
Khan, go ahead.
Back of what Kanak said, the general was saying, once the demon tricks you into doing that act, the demon jumps back off of you. You know what I mean? Once he
Mm-hmm.
tricks you into doing that act, he jumps right back off. So like, oh shit, I wonder what I do. You know what I mean? And your life is
Right.
done. You know?
Yeah, man. Khan, you was acting right then and there. It'd be too late.
Come on, sir. And that's what you see in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you see. And they be showing pictures of them young men falling out and crying and doing
Yep.
all the other stuff. Just like Officer Shabar said, that demon done left. He done got his satisfaction. He
Mm-hmm.
done got his pleasure. He did his job, and now you stuck with all the world of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that
Khan.
was heavy right there. That was heavy.
Khan, damn right, man. You know what I'm saying? Damn right. Like I said, like that brother falling out in the courtroom. A brother who was just prior to that terrorizing the whole neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Soon as reality sits in, all that toughness is out the window. Cause like I said, it's nothing. It was nothing but a demon, nothing but a front. Because you were too caught up in your emotions and not learning what Christ gave us, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be an emotional brother or sister. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? They're too grown for that. Learn how to regulate it. Control it. Don't let it control you. Tell yourself that. All right? Next time when you use the bathroom and you look yourself in the mirror, tell yourself, my emotions are not my God. You know what I'm saying? Remind yourself of that. So you don't allow it to control you and dictate your every action. Don't move with emotion, move with logic and wisdom. Right? Now that's anger. Let's get sadness. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 30. Oh wait, Big Jew wanted let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 7. He wanted verse 30 real quick, if we can grab that real quick. Wisdom of
I got it, sir.
Solomon. All right, you got it working.
The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
For after this cometh night, but vice shall not prevail against wisdom.
But what?
But vice shall not prevail against wisdom.
Right, your vice. Whatever your vice might be. Whatever got you under subjection, that controls you, that controls your thoughts, that control your behavior. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is far greater than all of that. Even at the nighttime when you think nobody else is seeing, when nobody else is watching, guess what the Lord sees? There is no excuse for you to ever respond or rely on your emotions alone. There's no excuse for that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gave you a brain for a reason. You want to start to use that brain to help you out in your day-to-day life. Right? So let's get Ecclesiasticus, the water big Jew. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 30 and verse 21. Right? Let's get, so we dealt with anger. Now we're gonna deal with sadness, right? Whoever
Salaki
got
said,
that can you go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 30, verse 21. Give not over thy mind to heaviness,
Mm-hmm.
and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel.
Right. What is heaviness? What it means, give not your mind over to heaviness. What does the word heaviness mean? Go ahead.
So like heaviness, would it be like sorrow, like
Yeah,
guilt?
God. Right, God. Sorrow, sadness, all that. Yeah, God. That's what heaviness, stress, all of that is heaviness. Worry, you know what I mean? The Bible says, give not that mind over to heaviness, right? And afflict not thyself in thy own counsel, right? What would be a quicker way to say that? What is another way to say, afflict not thyself in thy own counsel? Because
So
what
like
most people do when they're sad, go ahead,
most people just lean on their own understanding. You know what I mean?
which is true. But what does depression and sadness cause people to do sometimes?
Oh, okay.
So like you say.
Go ahead.
I would say um like it causes people to beat themselves up, so I say. Like to dwell in their sadness, like you say, depression and stuff cause people to like lose faith. You know what I'm saying? Lose strength in whatever, you know what I'm saying, they dealing with. I would say when you dealing with something like that, if you dwell on it too much, it'll make you, you know, it'll make you sick.
Okay, which is true. I'm not doubting that. You know what I'm saying? A
Like you
lot
said,
of Con, go ahead, Shabar.
I want
Shabar.
to take one stab at it. Could
Mm-hmm.
you just say isolation? A lot of that depression is isolation. Satan wants to isolate you to cut your brothers and sisters off, so that way he can attack you.
Yes, I'll take that. That's a good one as well too. You know, isolation, self doubt, being hard on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Right? Big Jew says self doubt as well. He said hurt others or themselves in decision making. Right? And decision making, right. That's all true. None of that which I'm saying is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Sadness can cause people to do that. What is the end goal of that depression, though? What is that demon hoping, or that emotion, right? Let's not use the word demon. Let's use the word emotion for the sake of the class. What is the end result that emotion is hoping to get out of you?
So like
Go ahead.
it's hoping to kill you.
Right. And how is that done most of the time with people with depression?
Suicide.
There you go. Right? They do it to themselves. You know what I mean? Because the depression will cause them to start afflicting themselves. Right? That's what the word afflict means. Right? To harm yourself. Right? And you're contemplating in your mind, well, man, I'm sad. Nobody loves me. I'm worthless. I am nothing. I might as well just leave this earth. You know what I mean? This is why you have to learn how to regulate your emotions, right? Sister says it cause you to sin. Right. Suicide is a sin as well, too. Hope y'all understand that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I'm not knocking anybody who have dealt with suicidal ideations. You know what I'm saying? It happens. You know what I'm saying? The best thing you could do is seek help, right? Like Officer Shabar said, that emotion loves to isolate you. When you're excessive in your sadness, right? You tend to isolate yourself. Well, while you're isolating yourself, man, you're filled with so many thoughts. Man, thoughts race through your mind so fast, man. You don't know what to think. Next thing you know, you got a whole rope hanging from the ceiling, contemplating whether or not I should move this chair. You know what I'm saying? Or you got a blade to your wrist, contemplating whether or not you should cut deep into it. This is what happens. You know what I mean? Sadness can be a killer. It's an emotion that can kill you. Right? Read on.
Khan. And afflict not thyself in thine own counsel.
Mm-hmm.
The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days.
Mm-hmm.
Love thine own soul, and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many.
For it has done what?
For sorrow hath killed many.
For sorrow has done what?
Killed unalive many.
Right. Read on.
And there is no profit therein.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Sorrow has killed many. In what way? By people doing it to themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right. They so caught up in the emotion of sadness, like we mentioned. Right? Being emotional is when you're excessive in that particular emotion. Right? The same way you can cause harm to yourself in anger, you can also cause harm to yourself in sadness. You know what I mean? This is something that you want to learn how to control. Don't let it control you. You can control it. You can. You know what I'm saying? It first starts with what you're telling yourself. When you're sad, are you telling yourself that you're worthless? I know you may feel that way, right? Like we mentioned in the class, your emotions mediate your perception. Well, just because you perceive yourself that way doesn't mean it to be true. You have many people that love you, and you have to remind yourself of that. There's people out there that do think you're great. You are a benefit to this earth and to your nation. That's how you drive that sorrow away. You know what I'm saying? By pushing yourself not to be excessive in that emotion. Right? Read on.
Verse 23. Love thine own soul, and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath unalive many, and there is no profit therein.
Mm-hmm.
Envy and wrath shorten the life,
Mm-hmm.
and carefulness bringeth age before the time.
Right, talking about worrying, anxiety, you know what I'm saying, bringing age before the time. That stress will make you old. You know what I mean? Read on.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
All right, that's one thing as well, too. Right? You want to starve yourself when you're sad. Don't do that. Eat. Get up. Eat your food. Get out of bed. Make you something. Nourish your body. Wash your face. Put some water on your face. All right, go outside. Go for a walk. Get some sunlight. Do whatever you got to do so you don't just bed rot. You know what I mean? Because that's what that emotion wants you to feel like. It wants you to feel like you can't do nothing. You can't accomplish nothing. You know what I'm saying? Well, every step is an accomplishment.
Right.
The fact you got up is an accomplishment. The fact you're able to wash your face, you're able to eat something is an accomplishment. And you should be proud of that. You know what I mean? That's how you drive that away, right? So that's anger, sadness, right? Let's get another emotion. All right, let's get happiness. I'm probably spin y'all with this one. Let's get Psalms 137. 137.
Con.
You already know what I want, right? Let's get Psalms 137 and 3.
3. Con.
Khan. Got it, sir.
All right. I was gonna let Drew read since you read last time. I'll let Drew.
Khan, no sweat.
All right. All right, you got that, Drew. And I got one more to go, so I'm gonna try to be quick as possible with this one.
Con, you said 137-3, right?
Con.
Psalm 137-3. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song,
Mm-hmm.
and they that wasted us required of us mirth,
Of
saying,
what?
of mirth,
Mm-hmm.
saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
All right. What is mirth? What does mirth means? Right. This is kind of a spin, right? I know y'all probably thought I was gonna get a verse that says, "Blessed be the one that serves Lord and joy and happiness and hallelujah all day." Nah, this ain't church, right? We gotta understand how to work to put our energy into, right? The oppressor, he wants you to live in bliss all day. That he only wants you to be distracted with just fun and fun alone. Right? But the Bible says those that took us away captive, right? Who is that? The so-called oppressor, the white man, right? This is the land of our captivity. And what they acquired of us, right? To sing a song, to dance around, right? To be their entertainment, to be satisfied with the fact that you made us slaves. Well, if you don't like it, go back to your own country. Ain't that what they tell us?
Con.
We're supposed to be satisfied with the little bit of crumbs that this devil gives us. The hell with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What I want is not nothing out of the norm. Right? This is something that every nation has. The basic necessity of having a nation is land, government, and the military. Don't every nation on this earth have that?
Right.
What is wrong when black people ask for that? Or Hispanic people or Native Indian people ask for that? Now it becomes a problem. You know what I'm saying? How could I be happy in the land when my people are oppressed? Read on.
How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
Mm-hmm.
If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning.
Mm-hmm.
If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
Read on.
If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
Right. That's what a free black man who's truly in this happiness, or black woman or Hispanic man or Hispanic woman, you know what I'm saying, will love to see. They'll love to see justice for their people. You know what I mean? Stop making everything so self-serving, right? Because it can cause you, what the last one we're going to get, is for you to be prideful.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your happiness should be targeted towards seeing the betterment of your nation. Your chief joy should be your people getting
Right.
out of the slums, getting out of the ghettos, cleaning themselves up, getting off of drugs, building some type of infrastructure, making sure their kids are straight. This is what we should be looking towards for our happiness, for our joy, not for what the oppressor can give us, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture we read, you know what I mean? Oppression makes a wise man mad. If you wise, you should understand you're oppressed. And that should make you mad. It should make you mad enough to separate from your oppressors. And I mean spiritually separate from them. The things that they find amusement in, you should find the exact opposite. We the one that make this country thrive and prosper on this earth. Target your emotions, not for selfish ambition, right? You want to control that emotion. Don't allow it to control you. Control that emotion for you to be a service to your nation and not self-serving. Right? Because too much of it can cause you to be killed as well too. You don't think a crackhead is happy when he smokes crack? You know what I'm saying? You don't think a dope head is happy when he shoots dope? Just because he's happy, right, doesn't mean it's good for him. You know what I mean? Being excessive in it can cause you great harm. Right? Target your emotion and being selfless. All right? The last one is pride. It's the last one I'm gonna get. Let me get Let me get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10, verse 12. Whoever got that could read.
Khan. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10 and verse 12. If he defended him from his enemies and kept him safe from those that lay in wait.
Did I say Wisdom of Solomon? My bad. Ecclesiasticus. My bad. 10 and 12. Okay. My bad. That's my bad. And Big Drew, yeah, my bad. The answer is correct. Mirth is amusement. You know what I mean? Happiness. Laughing joy. That's what mirth is. That's what your oppressor wants you to be in the state of the emotional state of happiness that you're in America. Even though your people is being oppressed, even though you're suffering, he don't want you to see that. He wants to hide the fact that your people is being destroyed in America. You know what I'm saying? Well, don't be excessive in only thinking about what's pleasing for you and you alone. Right? Happy shall he be that's able to award them as he rewarded you. You know what I mean? Find a way, what you have in your skills to better your people. Right? You got that from me, Ori?
Khan. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from God. And his heart is turned away from his maker.
It's turned from who?
Away from his maker.
What you got to learn is that you are the creature. You're the creature. You're not the creator. You know what I'm saying? There's only one creator, and that is the Most High Yahweh. He created everything that you see that exists on this earth. Everything living. You know what I mean? But when people become prideful and start to puff themselves up, right? They feel the emotion of pride, you know what I mean? And their ego is high, right? That's because they start to think that they're God. That everything revolves around you. You know what I'm saying? And that you are the creator and what you say goes. All right? You want to learn how to control that emotion, right? Read on.
Khan. 13. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly.
All right. If you want to puff yourself up, like we just read last week, the 10 plagues, right? The Lord got a way of showing you that you're not a God. You're not. You know what I mean? You're not as powerful and big and great as you think you are.
Right.
We all have done things that's worthy of death, and what the Lord has given us a second chance and an opportunity, right? So make sure you're doing this inner work of purging out that old leaven, controlling your emotions, you know what I'm saying, and becoming a new lump.
Right.
With that, anything y'all want to add?
Loud, sir.
Nope. All right. With that, man, we're gonna end the class, man. Big up, give it up, give it up. The water to Officer Kanat, Officer Shabar, Young Man Drew, Young Man Fred, everybody in the chat, Big Drew, Love T, KJ the designer, you know what I mean, Bayana, all right. Kayara, Salaki, if I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize to Shayara. Everybody that tunes in, man, big up to y'all. Class will continue on, same channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and shalom.
Shalom. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shalom, Israel.
shalom.